What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about Samara Weaving's character in Scream 6, potentially. Yet again, right? When she was announced as a cast, I went over and we kind of talked about what I would expect from her, what I think she's going to be doing in the movie, and, my thoughts, I guess, are maybe a little bit controversial, right? Obviously, Ghostface, the idea of being a Ghostface, is definitely possible. It's one that I truly cannot see. If they were to go the same path as, say, Scream 2, it wouldn't be unheard of to have a character that's not in the movie all that much. Both the killers of Scream 2 were really not in it much, right? Especially Billy's mom was just not in a lot, and then they would turn out to be the killer. So it is possible, in my opinion, Samara will be either the opening kill or will be, and I actually said this in that video the very first day, she'll be the Sarah Michelle Gellar-like character. A big name, someone who's very, hot at the time, and they'll be in a couple scenes, and she'll end up being killed off. That's personally what I think. Now, people are having some fun with this. I think people are having some fun with this online. Some people are saying Wikipedia. I think it was the IMDb, and I'm not 100% sure, but there was some listing that obviously has them all, right? The cast, and then their character names. And somebody, again, because anybody can change these things, and that's actually an important thing to remember. Anybody can change, this kind of stuff. And they had her character be related to Liv. Her last name is a Mackenzie. Now, obviously, Liv Mackenzie connects to Mackenzie House, right? When you go back to all the way in Scream 1. So that was the nice little nod that they did with Liv's character, right? In Scream 5 or Scream 2022. So now, here's the thing, and people, I think people were kind of running with it and saying, well, even if this is not true, right, even if somebody just, made her last name Mackenzie, if you look at the two of them, right, the two actresses side by side, it's not that far, it's not that much of a far reach, I should say, to say, they could be sisters, they could be somewhat related, and I agree. I actually do think there is some weird kind of resemblance between the two of them that I never really thought of or saw before. But if you put both of them next to each other, and I told you, then a cinematic, in a movie, they're sister characters, you could buy it. I really think you could buy it. So, and here's the thing. I like that idea. I actually really, now, she could still be a kill. She could still be killed in the movie. Now, I don't know what the motive would be for something, going after, because, the rumor would be going after survivors, right? That was, the whole early rumor for Scream 6 is that Ghostface is going after survivors of past killings. That's, the whole point. Now, she, Liv died, so, he's also going at, he or she is also going after relatives of those that not actually lived, that actually died. They're going at, that would be more like a Vince thing. Actually, that would exactly be what they did with Vince. It's well, how does this relate? Oh, he's related in X way to Stu, and that's how you got that connection between Vince and Scream 5. So that would be more of that. You know what I mean? So it's a little odd. I don't know what the motive would have to be in order to make that work, but I think you could still have it in all ways, and I'll get to this. This is where I'm kind of heading to. You could have it be where she's, obviously Samara Weaving is a big name and obviously important to Radio Silence and all that stuff, and, you could have a really cool death sequence for her, but you could also achieve one thing that we've talked about here and there in videos, and that is the, you can almost retroactively, right, but you can go back in time and you can say, how can we make characters that we've already done, how can we make them better? And you don't always have that. Not every movie has that opportunity even in the first place, and then even more so, not every movie can even pull that off. But I actually think Liv was a pretty solid character overall in 5. Of all the characters I think were kind of underused or underdeveloped, I mean, Liv was underused. I actually thought she was really good in the scenes that she was in. I think she actually could have been used more and been good. So you have that, but I also think she was just a very solid character that I was disappointed. When she got shot, I was like, oh my God, I didn't want that. You obviously could kind of expect it, but you don't want it to happen, or at least I didn't. I think there's various opinions on Liv. I don't think everybody's as high on her as I am. I kind of think she's a very underratedly good character in that movie, but this is a chance that you can even add on top of that legacy. It depends on how you do it, right? Because just, if you have Samara Weaving and she's just the sister of Liv, and then you hear that, they're like, well, how does this relate? Well, her last name's Mackenzie. Oh, Liv Mackenzie for Scream 5? Now, that would literally be how they did it for Scream 2. In fact, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, that makes a lot of sense for at least some of these characters if they were to have similar names, either first name, last name, whatever, a relative, because that was generally the idea of Scream 2, right, was to try to kind of compare mainly names between the first movie and the second movie, and kind of repeating the same thing. They could easily be doing that again. So, I wouldn't doubt that Samara is the sister, but that doesn't, again, like, it would be cool for a Liv perspective, because you can kind of bring her up, or you can kind of continue that. Plus, you would have Chad, which I think would, help that, because you have the opportunity with Chad to kind of have something bounce off of him, right, with a like an emotion for losing Liv. So you could have something with Chad. You'd have Liv be brought back up, and kind of, that's a cool little character moment from a character that's gone, but you can continue to build on that. Then you have a very good actress, right, and you're satisfying all those conditions. You're satisfying maybe the idea that you're repeating and the names match like you did with Scream 2 to 1. You'd be doing the same thing for 6 and 5. And you could give her basically a Sarah Michelle Gellar, CC Cooper like thing if she's not an opening kill. I really think if they're gonna go spectacle, like big, and they want to go back kind of like to the cameo kind of stuff, right, like big names being in these films, Samara makes a lot of sense as that opening kill. Really, I mean, she really does. If you're not gonna do that, and she's a film student, if you really want to go that far, or she's just somebody in general, maybe she's a friend of Sam's, if she is Liv's sister, then maybe they have to know that, and maybe that's how she's introduced. I'm just trying to think on the fly of what they could do, but you could still have her be in 3, 4, 5 minutes of the movie, a couple different scenes, and then you have your cool scene with her and you kill her off. I like that idea. Now, again, as I'm recording this, as I'm talking about it, as this video is probably going to go up very soon, she's still reportedly, whatever you want to say, she hasn't been spotted yet. So she could be there, I guess, but I really still think she's only going to be there a very short period of time, which again limits how much she can actually be in the movie, in my opinion. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on, so you know when all these videos go up. If you want to follow or support me anywhere else, all my social media is in the description below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.